I got to get perimeter fencing up. It's the only way I'm going to be able to move forward and bring larger animals on. So fencing and water, that's what I got to get in. So for now, I got to clean this line up to make it so that the fencing will go through. I already kind of know that I'm going to have one issue, and that's with that tree over there. It's not positioned in a way that I would like it to be positioned. What's up with that? I'll work with it. That's a good start. That's what I got with one tank of gas on the mower. It's the mower. One tank of gas on the chainsaw, and was able to take all of this stuff down. And what this is doing is, it may be difficult to discern at this time, but it has given me a clear lane all the way down to the other side. For this tree here, I'm not going to cut this tree down. I mean, it is right square in the middle of where the fence is going to be. I'm going to find a way to, like, you know, go around it or whatever, but I'll clean up these lower limbs, push it out, because what I want is sunlight to be able to get out into this area where I've cleared all this stuff for pasture. So that's the objective. That's the secondary objective to cleaning up the fence line, because the sun comes up over there. And if it doesn't start the day by getting sun out on the grass, well, I don't know, it's just not going to be happy. This is looking good. So now I just got to clean these up, then clean up the fence line area, and then I can start running string and marking for holes. I don't know if you remember, I'll try and put a picture up here of what this area was like before, but you could not see through there. This was thick. Man, those forestry mulcher guys did awesome. Hydraulic leak. All right, so I got fluid leaking out here pretty good, as you can see. And it's not at the connection, because I undid that and did it again. But it looks like right here, this nut is loose. And so this connection is not actually secured to the line. So it's leaking out here is what I suspect. So I'm gonna wrench that thing down. It looks okay, static. Now I'll put some pressure on the lines and see what happens. Yeah, that hose is cold and good now, so that's what it was. I had a loose seal. Not sure how that came loose. Don't really care. But it's snug back down now, so as long as I'm not bleeding out hydraulic fluid. Anybody see Wrexham beat Notts County? Whoa, barnstormer of a game. I am so hooked on that. I played soccer, football soccer, in high school and college, and I love it. I love it. I could watch it, no problem. All right, hang on, I gotta think for a minute. I gotta concentrate. I'm gonna dump this over top of other equipment. Anyway, loving the Wrexham story. Loving it, loving it, loving it. So good. Oh, looks like the guy's here to do the work on the road. Bet even the roads on the moon aren't that smooth. Oh, there it is. That's a real improvement over what was there. And then it stops here, and then we go onto the grass and drive over, because we still haven't figured out exactly what our driveway situation is going to be. It was a bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be. I misunderstood the terms of the installation here. Expensive lesson, but it's a lesson learned. Meanwhile, I got a really good driveway, so I'm kind of okay with that. All right, well, as you can see, I've cleaned up all of this all along here, but for now what I'm working on is just going to run a line from this post here to the post way down there at the other end, 202 feet away, just to see how much interference I'm getting from the trees and if I can work with that or if it's going to be a problem. Looks like that tree is probably we're going to hit it about 6 to 8 inches. So I'd say what's looking like about here. So I'll string the fence on the outside of the tree, and I will actually talk to my neighbor just to make sure he's okay with that. I mean, we share the drive here and everything, and I maintain all of this, but it still swaps onto his parcel. So just gonna do it to make sure he's okay. Yeah, it's just best to have that conversation in advance. All right, I just walked the length of that driveway and pulled all of this debris out of the material. Now these are, the thing is made out of concrete millings, right? So what they do is they tear up a road, crush everything, and then sell it. But you can still get rebar, the other metal that gets put in there for structural integrity, just another kind of rebar, I guess. Well, that's just roots and stuff, not worried about that. Just other trash. Felt like maybe it was laid like an underlayment. Plastics, glass, old cans, PVC. So, word to the wise. If you're gonna do it, just be aware. You know, you might have to go through and pick some stuff out. I'm really hoping this thing lasts, because if it pits at the first rain and turns into nothing, I'm gonna be really upset. Slightly earlier morning, just because I'm gonna set up and harvest a couple of our young roosters this morning. We tried selling them, we tried giving them away. No takers for a rooster, so I can't have too many roosters, because then they'll just fight and kill each other anyway, because I don't have enough hens to go around. So I'll get everybody else taken care of this morning, and then I'll set up and do that, and then get to other chores. Still got one item in there, but it's a lot heavier than I can carry by myself. So I'm gonna need the tractor for that, because I can't lift it right. I can scooch it, but I can't lift it. So I'll scooch it to the edge and put it on the tractor forks and take it over. It's not going far. Today's a little bit different though, because we're just doing the 3 roosters. Normally it's a run of 30 to 60 birds that we process, so it's a much larger thing. Today it's a smaller number, but all the prep is the same. I slacked. You know, I didn't put everything out the night before, which I normally do to reduce time in the morning. So right now I've got the water in the scalder that it's heating up to 149 degrees, which is the temperature for scalding your birds for 30 seconds to make the plucking process easier. That's the long pole in the tent on setup morning, honestly. So you get that going right away, because it can take a degree a minute, or a minute per degree, to heat that up, the temperature. I have a little cheat, a workaround, and that I actually fill it with hot water. So the water that I'm putting in there is 117, 118 degrees to start off with, as opposed to, you know, 60 that comes out of your faucet or whatever. So that gets me, that shaves about an hour off of my setup time in the morning. So that's heating. but I've still got to get the plucker over here, and that's going to take a little effort. So I got to get the tractor, swap out the forks, try and figure out how to move that thing, and try not to drop it. Okay, last step is give everything a, oh, you know what? I didn't actually ops check the plucker to make sure that the drum spins. I better do that first. Check's good. Now I'm ready to do my last step, which is just a final wash of everything. All right, Deb's gonna get our young roos and put them in here and bring them on over. Her plan is way better than the plan I had in my head when this all started.
Oh, how are you just gonna carry them over one by one?
Yep. Okay, everything's washed and everything is ready to go. And so it goes from the cones to the scalder for 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds, 30 seconds in the drum to pluck it, then over here to the table for cleaning. And then into the cooling cooler. Well, we're going to use the cooler for it today, but in there to rapidly drop the temperature, because the hot water here can accidentally cook the birds if you just leave them like that for too long. So once that's done, it goes right in there to drop the temperature. All right, here we go. Okay, that's it. It was fast, 25 minutes, which included chasing a bird around who got away. That's my fault. All right, now we just reverse the process. We clean up, we just wash and put stuff away. We're getting ready to put another batch of birds on pasture. And this was good practice to remind us all the things, remind me of all the steps that we have to do. You know, it's weird. When we process, I'm the guy who, at the actual cones over here, I do that the whole time. And so it's Deb who does all of the cleaning of the birds. And so I came over to help with cleaning of the birds, and I was like, I don't remember how to do this now. So yeah, I got to get my hands on this again. But we got through it. And I keep a checklist anyway of all the things we got to do, from everything from things to remember to put out, to the temperatures for the water, to the order things have to be done when we're actually doing the processing of the birds. So, all right, on to cleanup. Oh, all cleaned up. You'd never know. We'd had harvesting this morning. Took about 1 hour and 15 minutes to wash everything and get it all put away. Now I want hamburgers for lunch. All right, well, it's been a busy couple of days here, and we've had some rain. We've got a lot of chores done around the farm, a lot of tasks that we're slowly getting checked off. And then we did some harvesting this morning. And now I'm gonna call it a day. I did get my hamburger for lunch, which was super special. Well, that's it from here. Talk to you guys later.